Hello and welcome to tutorial 1, where we're going to try and create an angle shape like the one shown on the screen at the moment. That's from 3 different views. So the first thing we need to do is minimize this screen here. So it's this minimize button here, the little minus button in the top right hand corner. Click that. Don't need that. And then we're going to go to the start button in the bottom left hand corner, start button. Going to go down to A, Autodesk Inventor 2019. That's this one here, Autodesk Inventor 2019. Drop that down and then you'll find the Autodesk Inventor Professional 2019 here. Now there's more than one orange eye, so carefully get the right one, because there's an orange eye here. It says Autodesk Inventor Professional 2019. Click that one. It's a large program, so it will take a while to load. Okay, so you may have a box come up on your screen, take about a third of the screen up, with a little checkbox and an OK written in the corner. Click that if you need to, and then you may also have a box where it says start learning and start working. If you have that, an orange and I think a blue, 2 big buttons. If you have those, just ignore them. Go to the top left hand corner, the page that's bent down here where I currently am, top left hand corner, click there and select metric on the left hand side, and then the option for standard mm.ipt should come up where I'm currently pointing, so click there and then go down to create at the bottom. So that was metric, standard create. Okay, so while that's loading, you won't have this box here, this is just for me. Right, so if that's worked, you should have a grey background that's lighter in the centre and slightly darker towards the edges here. Okay, so we're going to select the little pencil drawing at the top here, little pencil drawing. Going to click the pencil and we're going to tell it what plane we want to work on. So what way up do we want our piece of paper we want to draw on first in 2D? What way up do we want it? So we're going to go for the XY plane. Now you might have to turn it around to find that. When you click the XY plane, don't click and drag it, just click it once, XY plane, and it should look like this. You should have some crosshairs. If you click and drag it, it won't work, so just put your hand up and the teacher will help. So now we're going to draw 3 shapes, 3 rectangles on this page here. We're going to make them an exact size. So the first one we're going to do is going to go to the rectangle tool up here. Going to click this 2-point rectangle. So it's not the word rectangle, the actual rectangle shape above it, that one there. So we're going to click that rectangle. I'm going to go to the origin point. Now the origin point is the dot in the center of these lines. Where these lines cross, you'll get a green dot if you hover there. So never click and drag in this program unless I would say to do so, and that would be very rarely. So generally you only click once and don't drag, and that takes a little practice, but I'm sure you'll get it. So I'm going to go to the origin point there where it's a green dot. Going to click once, and then I'm just going to move my mouse. So I can move in any direction. I'm not dragging. I just click once. I can move my mouse in any direction. I'm going to move it down in this direction here, and I'm not going to click anywhere. I'm just going to type on my keyboard, which seems a bit weird. You would expect that you put your mouse in the box, but you don't. You just type. So I'm going to type in 40, as in 40 millimeters, 40, and just press enter. It knows I mean millimeters because I already set it as millimeters earlier. So actually I'm not going to press enter, my apologies. I'm just going to move my mouse now over to the other box that currently says, in mine it says 10.506, but I'm going to just click in the middle of that box and I'm going to type in 10. Then I'm going to press enter. So I didn't press enter the first time. I'll go through it again if you're not sure. So 40 and 10. Now I want to zoom out to see that because it's too big for my screen. So scroll the wheel on your mouse. If you scroll it in or out, it will move you in and out. Now be careful where you put your cursor when you're scrolling out, because it will actually move where you're scrolling in too. So if I put my cursor over in the top right hand corner, you'll see it moves in and out to that point. So if I want to go in the middle of this square, I could put it in the center of the square and then it scrolls in and out to that point as well. Okay, so it's 10 by 40. I'm now going to create another rectangle. Zoom out a tiny bit. Whoop, there we go, zoom out a tiny bit. I'm going to go to that origin point again. So get that green dot, click once, move my mouse roughly in the direction I want to go. I'm going to type in for the height, I'm going to for the width, I'm going to do 10. So just type in 10 and then move the mouse, type in the second box 40, then press enter. So don't press enter until you've put both numbers in. Enter, there we go. And now I'm going to zoom out again. There we go. And I'm going to do my third box. So my third box, I want to start it on this corner here. I'll zoom out so you can see what I mean. So there's my shape there. I'm going to go to this corner here. I'm going to make sure I get that green dot. If I haven't got that green dot, put your hand up. Okay, so click there on the green dot once. Just move the mouse in the direction we want to go, roughly that way. And just type. I'm going to type in 40 for the length, 40. And move my mouse. Go to the second box, click on the box. And I'm going to type in 10. And then enter. Okay, so this time, rather than zooming out so I can see all of my shape that I've done, I'm going to click on the view box, this box at the top corner here, top right hand corner. I'm going to click where it says front. I'm just going to click that. Now what that box does is whatever I've drawn on the screen, it makes it visible. Everything I've drawn becomes visible neatly in the screen in the center. So if you ever get lost and your work's disappeared off the screen, you just click front or one of the sides, normally front though. Okay, so next we're going to extrude this shape here. So we're going to turn it from a 2D drawing on a piece of paper into a 3D drawing. So to do that, we need to come out of 2D mode. Okay, now that means we click Finish Sketch on the top right hand corner, Finish Sketch, and now I'm zoomed in a bit much, so I'm going to click on that corner again of my box, my view box here. There we go, so I can see all of it. And I'm now going to go to the top left hand corner and select Extrude. Extrude in the top left hand corner. So I'm going to click that one once, and I've now got to tell it what I want to extrude. So I want to extrude this bottom shape here, so click there once. I want to extrude this shape here, so click there once, and the last shape there, I also want to extrude that one, so click there once. And at the moment it's decided that it's defaulted to 10 millimeters here for the depth. Now I'd like to go a bit more than that, so I'm going to delete that writing where it says 10 and change that for 40, so 40 in that box there. And I could choose the direction. I'm happy with the direction it's currently in. So that one there, and I'm just going to select OK. Fantastic, so I should now have a nice 3D shape. Let's have a look around it. Go back to the view box here. You can click on any face of it and have a bit of a look round, see what you think. Does it look right? If you find it gets out of position and you can't get it back because it's sort of flipped over, you'll find there's these extra buttons on the side here. If you hover over them, these ones allow you to flip it round if you have that issue. So you've got to get it back to where it says front, that says left. There you go, there's the front there, back to the front view. We're now going to click on the top right hand corner of the view box, just the corner itself, not the face, the corner itself. Click there once, so I get this view here. I now want to tell it what I want to work on. So I want to work on this top face here, this face here, this side. I'd like to draw on that, so I need to be in 2D mode drawing on that surface. Now the way to do that is to click it once, so normal left click on your mouse, just click once on that face. This box comes up when you do that. I'm going to go to the end option where it says create sketch. create sketch. Click there once. It's now got a piece of paper. I'll show you just so you can see. It's got a piece of paper actually on that top surface. Okay, so I'll go back to top so you can see it. We're going to draw on this surface then. So I want to draw a circle, and I want the circle to be in the middle. Now I need to find where the middle is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a, let's go for a line, shall we? I'll go from corner to corner. So I could, if I hover there, get a green dot on the corner there, and I might get a green dot. There we go, green dot on the corner here. You might have to hover for a second to get it. There's a green dot there. There we go. And now I can draw a line up here, but I don't really want to. I want to turn the tool off for a second. So I could just try clicking the line button, and it's let me do that. It's reset it. So we go back to this corner here and get the green dot, click it, and then go to this corner here and make sure I get the green dot again and click it. Right, now I want to draw a circle starting from this center point here. So I'm going to select the circle tool on the top left hand banner, click the circle tool there. There we go. I'm going to hover slowly over the point at which those two lines cross. I should get a green dot. If I don't get a green dot, hover there or move your mouse around there a little bit and it should pop up. So click once, don't click and drag, just click once, move your mouse, and without clicking anywhere, we're just going to type just like we did before. I'm going to type in 10, so 1, 0, then tap enter on your keyboard. Great, got a circle that should be 10mm wide, and that's all we need for this drawing here. So we're going to select finish sketch, which is in the top right hand corner, the green tick. And now we want to extrude this hole, but we don't want to go out and make a sort of a circle that sticks out. We want to cut a hole out. So this time we go back to extrude, which was the top left hand corner, extrude. And it's already guessed that I want to make that circle go up. If it hasn't, you just click on the circle. Now at the moment it's going upwards. I want to go direction 2, which is downwards, and it knows I want to put a hole there. And the distance doesn't really matter as long as it's thicker than this, which is 10mm thick. So any number over 10 will do. And we click OK. Click OK. Great. Well, we have a shape. Very nice. We can have a look around it. So the tool I'm using here is the orbit tool. So if you go over to this tool here, click it. You can now click and drag. You can click and drag on the screen if your mouse is inside that circle. Okay, so having a good look around our shape there. Yeah, it looks lovely. Now we want to do a little bit more work on it and then we're finished. So we're going to use the fillet tool. So for the fillet tool, you go up to the top banner here and about towards the center, there's fillet there. We're going to click fillet. And this box, I'm just going to move it to the side a bit because it's in the way a little bit where it was. So I'm just going to click and drag and move that box to the side. There we go, click and drag. Now I've got to tell it what lines I would like to fillet. So I would like to fillet, let's click on that corner there. I'd like, there's a corner, I can't quite see it, it's actually through the surface, but that corner there, I want to fillet that one. This one here, and the last one is that corner there. So make sure you get all 4, okay? And then where it says radius here, there's a number, 2mm. I want that to be a bit higher. So let's try 10. Let's try 10. Much better. Okay. So once we've got 10 in that radius box there, I just typed it in. So I clicked on that box there, backspace, just type in 10, and then click apply. There we go. And you should have some rounded corners on your shape. So we've now finished our shape. All we want to do now is we're going to change the view so we can get a nice view that we're sort of happy with. There we go, that's pretty good. All we're going to do now is we're going to put a colour on it. So it's up to you what colour you put on. For mine, I'm going to go with let's go with a light red for this one. There we go, light red. So to get your colour up, you go to the top bar where I just was there, top bar here, press the little down arrow, and you can select any colour you like off the list here. Turquoise, violet, welding, whatever it is you'd like, just pick one you quite like. It will change it to that colour. You can even change the colour of one surface. So if I click this surface here, I can, once I've selected it, I can choose just that surface to change colour if I like. So it's up to you what you do with the colour and finish of it. Once you're happy with your colours, you go to front, like that. I probably need to zoom out a little bit, so use the mouse to zoom out. And we're going to screenshot this here. So to screenshot it, what you do, move your mouse out of the way. Once you've got the view just how you want it, move your mouse out of the way. On your keyboard, on the top row of your keyboard, at the right end, there's a button that says PRT SCRN, print screen, PRT SCRN. So all you do is you just tap it, just tap that button, PRT SCRN, and it doesn't make a noise or tell you it's done anything. You find out in a moment. So we go back to the page we started on, which was in the Chrome browser, back to that page. I'm going to delete my example ones out the way so you can see this done. There we go. I'm just going to right click anywhere on this page. So anywhere on the page at all, not obviously up here, but anywhere in the actual page that you would write on. Right click, that's the click you don't normally use, and select paste. Okay, your shape should appear there, but it also includes all of the buttons and things that you don't want. So we're going to get rid of all those buttons now. Now to do that, you're going to double click the picture. Okay, so double click the photo and these black bars appear, black bars in all the corners, right? Now if you're very careful, you can select the black bars and not get the blue squares, and it's quite difficult sometimes to get them. Click and drag them so that you get just your shape. And again, this is quite difficult to not get those blue squares and to do this quite slowly and get it right, but you'll get there. So you want to bring it down just to the shape you want there, and then just press enter on your keyboard, or click off it, does the same thing. There we go. Now that view was from a side, so we're going to place that in there from a side. I'm going to go back to my drawing in Inventor, and I'm going to go for a 3D view. Now to get a 3D view, I need to click on any corner of my shape. So there's a corner there, or with my purple bit, lovely. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, try and get the view just how I want it. Or back there will do fine. It's a 3D view because it's a corner, any corner will do. And again, press on your keyboard, the top row, there's a button on the right hand side that says PRT SCRN. Tap that again. Go back into Google Chrome, so click the Chrome tab, and where the 3D view box is, we're going to place it there. So we've got to right click anywhere on the screen, if you remember, and select paste. Then we get our shape. Now we've got to double click our shape. So 1, 2, double click, there we go. Get the black bars come up, and click and drag the black bars. Ooh, careful, there we go. Click and drag the black bars to trim off all of the background buttons and stuff that you don't need. There we go. And press enter on your keyboard, or click off it. This time, I'm going to click off it this time just to show you that it works. So there you go, click over there, there you go. That's just as easy. And we want to put that in the 3D view box. There we go. And we've got view from above, so let's go and do that one. So just click top on the view cube. That'll do quite nicely. So top row on the keyboard, you'll find PRT SCRN on the right end. Tap that. Go to the Chrome tab on the page we're on. Right click anywhere on the page. Paste. Double click it. Grab the black bars and pull them down so that they are on the shape that you want to keep. Now I've got to scroll down my screen. Oh, there we go, missed it. There we go. got to scroll down a little bit so I can get to the block and back bar. There we go, with the scroll wheel on the mouse. Down to that size, I'm going to click off it. There we go. And we're going to shrink that down so it'll fit in that box a little bit more. I could squash it if I want to with these blue bars, but it gets a bit funny if you go too far with it. Right, there we go. So we've got our 3 shapes. Fantastic. Shape all done. Very good. Last thing to do is where it says homework task, just complete the 3 questions, well, 3 answers for tools that you used in the process of making this shape on the homework task. Now, just to be clear, you can go on the drawing itself. Any of the buttons you've pressed are tools. So extrude is one. You press the start 2D sketch button here. You pressed on the view cube. You've pressed on the orbit button here. In 2D sketch, you've also, if I just click on a surface, you've also clicked several of these buttons. Rectangle, trim, you may have used that. Yeah, line, you've used lots of tools on here, okay? Even finish sketch, they all count. So just name any 3 tools you've used, particularly if they're new ones, and you have completed the task. Well done.